What's the etiquette for watching a movie on a plane when there's a sex scene? I usually go completely still and hope that the other passengers can't perceive me unless I move. Like T-Rexes. Or I'll put one hand on my chin in a "this is an integral part of the plot and I'm forming an intellectual thought about the scene" kind of move. Or I'll just try and remind myself that I didn't make the movie and it's not my fault that suddenly Pearl starts humping a scarecrow for an uncomfortable amount of time. I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once for the first time while on a flight, and once that dildo fight scene came in, I had no idea what to do. Squirm nervously until it's over. Nudge the person next to you and let them know it's about to happen. Thanks for the awards. Nudge the person next to you and say nice. Go hum, nod your head inquisitively, and take notes in a notebook. Put the airline magazine over your lap to hide what you're doing, and try not to moan. Look around and if anyone's watching, make eye contact and wiggle your eyebrows at them. You're welcome, have fun with their reactions. When in doubt, whip it out. If it's your movie that you've brought along on a laptop or phone, I would say skip the sex scene. If it's in a movie provided by the airline on the little TV, let it run. That's the airline's issue if someone is upset about seeing it. Crank up the volume and grab some lube to assert your dominance over the rest of the passengers. What are the darkest things happening in the world right now that people don't think of? On a different note, LTAC, long-term acute care facilities. Basically huge numbers of people that are brain dead and live with a trach, breathing tube through a hole in their throat, and a feeding tube, through a hole in their abdomen, just sit in these human warehouses and rot away because their families won't admit that they're dead. Not uncommon for the very families insisting they be kept alive to never set foot inside the facility and see their loved one kept alive like someone plugged into the Matrix. I call these places purgatory because they aren't quite dead but they're definitely not alive. Sudan is pretty fucked. Eritrea has basically no human rights. African men with AIDS raping babies in Africa because of a myth that says it will cure them. I work with a surgeon who does a lot of Doctors Without Borders stuff and she does the vaginal reconstruction surgeries on these girls. It's pretty horrific. Children dying in mines and having limbs cut off over precious gems and minerals. Fuck De Beers. Slavery hasn't gone anywhere. In fact, there are probably products in all of our homes that were produced by forced labor. Slavery is alive and well in Africa and Asia. No one bats an eye because their labor helps us have own modern tech. The stuff happening in Haiti is pretty bleak. Trafficking, slavery, ethnic cleansing, cobalt mining for our electronics, and human trafficking. Epstein built an empire of child sex trafficking, and there is no way in hell it went away when he died. Someone took his place. Sex trafficking. This thread depressed me for as of now 453 reasons. There are thousands of people who are currently ending their lives because living is just not worth it anymore. Disabled people are losing their housing. I am a caregiver and the number of people with life-threatening disabilities that are being tossed out onto the street is staggering. There is one shelter in my town that can handle people with life-threatening illnesses and they are at capacity. The blatant dismantling of democracy globally, in plain sight, yet ignored, disregarded, denied or simply not understood by so many. The warning signs are many and very visible. What type of human behavior will you never understand? People who need to watch what their neighbors do all the time. Find a better hobby. The anger and indignity at being proven wrong but never changing your opinion. People who make insane messes in public restrooms. People who get an animal and then intentionally neglect or abuse it. Like why? Years working in animal rescue, I've seen it all and it's made me hate humans. Constantly buying puppies, especially from backyard breeders, and then dumping them at shelters because they refuse to properly train/care for them and then blaming the puppy for it. Sadly, I see this a lot. The inability, or unwillingness to try to understand. People actively and fully aware hurting others and feeling absolutely no regret of any kind, just satisfaction and fulfillment in ruining others' lives. People who think it's okay to litter. Talking on speakerphone while in public. People who lie all the time to make themselves seem better or richer. Being shitty to food service workers. Scumbags don't deserve to eat out. Seal birdie worship. Lie about being younger. You'll just look old for your age. Complete devotion to someone that you have never met. Politics, sports, entertainment, I just don't get the obsession to any person. Sending unsolicited dick pics to people. Just why? What do you think this will achieve?